So hello everyone, good evening, or as we say in Vienna, guten Abend. So today I'll be going through something which we have improved over years. That is onboarding new Drupal developers, how we train them. Someone who is just out of school or just out of college, and how they are Drupal ready in just 6 weeks program. So, before we begin, uh, let me just take some time to introduce myself. I am Pritish Kumar. I am the engineering manager at OpenSense Labs. I have over 8.5 years experience into Drupal, and with almost half of them, mentoring and training people into Drupal. And in the past uh, 8 years, the company has already, kind of trained more than 300 developers, I will say, and we are responsible for, kind of bringing more new people into Drupal ecosystem every year. So how do we do it, and how we have, mastered it over the years? What the challenges we have faced? Let's talk about those, and we learn from this eventually. So, why this structured course matters is that because we all, how many of you have actually started learning Drupal by watching videos? Anyone? Not watching tutorials? No? Then what has been the way? If I
Reading documentation.
reading documentation. Okay. So eventually, I think since I have started around Drupal 8, so eventually this was more organized by then. And probably we had OS training videos, Drupalize.me, and Aki Academy, and so on. When I started, at least, not going to something, Drupal 7 or Drupal 6. Maybe things have evolved, and I am someone from the millennium, and rather than someone from the older generation. But anyway, so the approach which we followed was tutorials which were often very boring, and like it's always exciting to start something, but it's very difficult to continue with the flow, and to keep or to just retain the information which we have understood. That is where we wanted to have that structure in place, and with different assignments, reviews, and so on. And yeah, those were the challenges of self-learning. It was often having low engagement. Like, people used to forget after going through all those site building, theming, and module development videos. By end of 1 or 2 months, they often used to kind of forget things. Or when you actually ask them to build something, they are not able to apply the right concepts at the right place. So eventually, we had to uh, uh, come up with something which was more of structured, more filled with more assignments, feedbacks, and reviews. So, and we anyway know this old famous learning curve, but I think we have modified a bit with this learning program, and obviously it looks much more straighter than what it used to earlier. So, how do we do it now? It's mostly uh, going through tutorials. Like, eventually what we do nowadays is we just give them the topics which they need to cover. They are free to choose whether they want to go for documentations to learn it, whether, or choose any of their favorite YouTube tutorial to go through it, because everyone has their own learning capacity. Everyone is different, so we cannot enforce someone to follow a particular way. So everyone is just free to choose anything or any resource of their type, and but with those learning, the main process which you follow is keep on building what you are learning, and that's how this has helped them learn faster, learn better, and use Drupal in the right way. So this is our 45-day or 6 week program looks like. The first 2 week is mostly site building fundamentals, where they learn mostly about content type, views, blocks, and all. The second part is the third and the fourth week, which is mostly theming and front-end integration. And the last part is the back-end development, where they learn the basics of back-end development. So in the first phase, that is the site building part. So can someone say, like, what was the first website you built using site building? Anyone? Like when you learned Drupal or when you learned site building, what was the first one which you tried to build? Was it an assignment or a project?
As a team lead, I didn't know.
Okay, so here, in order to make them more interactive and apply those concepts which they have learned, it is very important to build something. Okay, so here we generally ask them to build your favorite website. Often in today's generation, it's always Instagram. So they can use the concepts which they have learned using site building by like the content types or views for listings or stories and so on. But they are eventually told that you do not need to touch any code. You need to just use the core site building concepts and the content modules if you can find in the community. So obviously, no reinventing the wheel, always trying to use something which has already been built in the community. Then comes the theming or the front end part. Mostly in this, what we ask them to do is we pick any free template or any template which is based on Bootstrap, Zerb, or anything which is present in Google, which eventually gives you a HTML and a CSS file, which you can eventually load into your libraries.yml and build your theming. So by doing this, they are asked to at least create 2 pages using this theme by doing the site building and applying those theming effort as well. Like as we know, we need to override the templates. We need to find those data in those content fields on where to get it. So this gives them an idea of overriding templates using preprocessors and also building something which looks good and which looks finished as an end product. And then comes the last part, which is the backend development. Often in this, so we cover the basics of custom block plugins, custom controllers, REST APIs, or in the custom controller, we ask them to integrate a weather API to list the weather of 10 important cities, or maybe putting those lat long information or city name and display the weather information for those cities. So this helps them actually integrate things of third parties as well in their custom controller or the REST API, so that eventually gives them a little confidence of the backend part of the things as well. But these were the curriculum so far. But what actually helps to achieve this easily is the buddy system. Like we assign a developer to couple of interns and who help them or guide them to review the code, the concepts which they have learned, whatever they are building, they show it to them and they review it and provide any inputs. Because we often see that whenever we learn views or any complex part of Drupal, we often miss the more complex settings which are already there in Drupal. So we need to also educate them that to what extent they can use things which are already built. So this buddy system is a pillar to the overall process which we follow. And obviously what we have is weekly review sessions. Like as you saw that the whole plan is split into 6 weeks. So we hold review meetings every Friday where they demo the things which are built by them using the concepts which they have learned. If there is some like obviously there are inputs in the beginning stage, so they learn from those inputs and they build things better eventually. And yeah, so again the the structured assignments which are part of every topic. Like the examples which I took was like uh, site building. In site building, we are giving the favorite website to make. But other than that, for every topic, we have also mini assignments which directly test their concept after completion of a particular topic. Other than that, these are some of the methodologies which we use using daily task sheets, which helps us track things easily and their progress in a very effective manner, and we are able to understand on where the gap is. And eventually, we kind of onboard them in a platform called Trado, where we maintain the classroom and also create quizzes based on the concepts, which helps us analyze or make gamify this thing in order to learn and proceed. So this is the biggest challenge which we faced in the last 2 years, the chat GPT thing. So yeah, like everyone started using chat GPT suddenly, but again, you need to we cannot, and we eventually cannot stop it, right? We cannot ban them from using it. So what we decided was, again, we need them to they can eventually use it, but they just should not use it as a code generation tool, but also understand on what is generated, review it, maybe validate it using Drupal.org or the senior who has been assigned to him. So a transparency from them is needed, which helps us evaluate things. But obviously in the beginning days we had this challenge, and eventually we had to solve this by allowing them in a controlled manner. So other than that, I think one more important thing which we throw them up in the last weeks are the debugging assignments. Like we throw them certain debugging issues which they need to debug independently, because it's always others' code which helps you understand things better. Because for building something new, it's always easy, but seeing code for someone else is always hard and difficult to manage. So, and other than that, obviously we should not be skipping any feedbacks or and mentorship, and that is how the overall the plan is dependent on. And over the time, this is the key results which we have seen. Like whenever we have batches of 5 or 10, it's always around 65 to 70% of the developers who are onboarded very efficiently. And obviously that depends on their learning skill, their skill set. So it's earlier it was around 50%. Now it grew to at least 70 to 75%. And we have trained around 200 developers, more than 200 developers over the past 8 years, making a strong Drupal community eventually. And obviously a higher retention policy, depending on if the learning is exciting and they are able to prove themselves in the early stages of their career by building things while they are doing. So that helps them keep the excitement going on, and also not dropping even in between. So yeah, this is the overall recap that we need to have a structured onboarding plan. We need to have reviews, assignments, and that circular loop going on, which helps us onboard anyone faster in our Drupal ecosystem. Yeah. So thank you all. I know it was a short session. And if you have any feedback, you can scan the QR code and give me the feedback. And if you have any questions, we can go through it right now, and you can also reach out to me on the LinkedIn and email provided here. Thank you. Yeah, any questions? Thank you.
So the example tasks new students must complete, where are they coming from? Are you building them yourself from senior developers, or where does also, if you do them yourself, where does the time come from? Who has time for that?
You're asking who has the time to actually mentor people,
to mentor people and to maybe create
those assignments. Yeah.
tasks
Yeah. Obviously,
for-
this is not the first time thing we are doing. That is why we have a whole like repository ready, where we shuffle questions and give it to them. So that has helped. That is something which has been built over years, and I can help you with that if you reach me out. So yeah. Any other questions?
There was somebody behind you.
Does your training program work remotely, or are you doing it all in office?
Yes, it was during just the COVID time we had to operate remotely, but now because it is very important for them to give that amount of time in office, so that is how we do it currently. That is in office training.
I'm sure you're familiar with the Open University Initiative.
Yeah, I came to know about it in Atlanta. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow there's going to be here the Drupal in a day
Mm-hmm.
session. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I was aware.
Yeah, okay.
I think by Drupal Viking.
Drupal Viking.
Yeah.
He said, by the way, if anybody is around tomorrow, you can to help him, because
Sure. Yeah.
they've got they expected about 30 people and they've got about over 100 people coming now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll be there to help. Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm sure the curriculum, I think he has a 6-week curriculum as well.
Okay.
So there's probably an awful lot of overlap, especially with those sample tasks that you mentioned in your report.
Yeah.
So
Sure. That would be helpful for him. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.